Um, so is everybody ready for intermission? Really? So I'm going to talk about dating with data, and where this comes from is a conversation with my friend Tom, who about 5 years ago went back out into the dating world, and he was a math major at Harvard, so he really wanted to frame it out in a way that made sense for him. He is cute and nerdy. So he came up with the Kostarkin probability, and the Kostarkin probability says that on any given date with someone you've met online, you've got a 1 in 7 chance of actually enjoying it and liking them, and that's true for them too. So that means that your combined probability is about 1 in 49, or slightly over 2% of having like a lot of mutual interest on a first date. Kind of terrifying odds. But he told me about this, and I actually found it really interesting, and I'm a math nerd and a data nerd, so when I rejoined the dating world, I was kind of terrified, so I put, some data around dating, and I tracked 3 data points, and then I gave the spreadsheet to my friends, and they tracked like 8 or 9. And at the end of the day, I ended up with data on 130 first dates and the subsequent dates. So the first thing everybody wants to know is anyone as hot as their picture? The average drop-off is about 11%. So if you ask someone based on the profile versus based on the first date, no one is as hot as their picture online. Sorry, boys and girls. And so the other question is he gonna call me? And the answer is, you already know. Like, women's intuition is super, super powerful. Women can predict after the first date whether he's gonna call them more than 80% of the time, especially if it went well or badly. So then there's this question about, like, do you want a second date? And obviously, you know, you meet somebody offline at a party or something, you're totally gonna wanna go out with them again. And about 50% across genders, you know, if you meet them online, you wanna go out again. That seems pretty good. So you're 50%, I'm 50%, combined we're about 1 in 4. You know, online, we only actually end up going out about 1 in, 25% of the time. And I looked at that and I thought, God, that's weird. Like, that can't quite be right. And I was like, oh, it's us. Women are really only interested in going out on a second date with about 3 out of 10 men online, whereas men are really interested in going out with like 4 out of 5 women they meet online. And part of this is that there's this sort of attraction when you ask men and women to rate the attraction of their date. This is for both online and offline. Women are pretty even-keeled, whereas men sort of trend in a positive direction. And one of my friends actually tracked this over time, and he got better and better and better at picking out people he was going to be attracted to mentally, physically, holistically. You know, could he pick out better profiles? And as it's true for everybody. Everybody's attraction scores went up over time, and everybody who gave me more than 10 data points increased by at least 25%. So practice does make perfect in the data world. And then there's this other thing, which may be the reason that guys are more interested in a second date, because in 17% of pairings, something happens, and it tends to happen after 2.7 dates. And so I think my best guess, based on people's enthusiasm for their dates, is that you actually have to go on 64 first dates to meet the love of your life. But no, it's cool, it's fun. And so here's how you do it. My first takeaway from this, and God bless my guy friends, they were like, your pictures suck. No one wants to see you dressed as a Vulcan on Halloween. So, and I love them for that. So they quadrupled the number of emails I got. The second thing is that, women who ended up dating guys pretty readily actually ended up with guys they didn't think were smoking on the first date. Last guy I dated, I thought he looked like Napoleon Dynamite on the first date. And yes, it was true. So takeaway number 3 is, there's this world in which we can go online and find hundreds of lovers, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't have our taxi lights off in the real world. Have your taxi light on, be present. Everybody in the study went on as many dates from offline people as online people. And then finally, if you're gonna date online, you have to read the OkCupid blog. They've just put up a really great 10 charts about sex. which is, I think everyone should read. So finally, the reason the Kostarkin probability is called the Kostarkin probability is on date number 27, Tom met Lisa, and they got married last year. It was date number 2 for Lisa. Yeah. Anyway, good luck and happy loving.